First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank all of you for being here. Thank you for the work you do for the Democratic Party. And I'm gonna read off a few of our accomplishments. You know, it's been last time Democrats held the House, the Senate, and the governor's office was 1964. They kept it for 2 years, 65, 66, and promptly lost it in the 66 elections. We have held the majority in the Iowa Capitol. We have held the majority in both houses and the governor's office for 4 years now. And while we haven't been able to do everything we'd like to do, we have done a few good things. 250,000 Iowans got a $4,000 a year raise in pay when we raised the minimum wage. The first bill we passed after a decade of neglect by the Republicans, the first bill we passed when we got a majority and a Democratic governor was raising the minimum wage. We didn't stop there. We went on to pass health care reform in this state and expand access. Every child, you know, I used to tell this story about when I was a kid and I injured my knee I crashed into a parked car. Okay, laugh at the poor kid. I crashed into a parked car, hurt my knee, and I remember this. I was 6 or 7 years old. This is back in the 50s. And I wrenched my knee. My dad took me to the emergency room. We met our doctor, and he said, I will never forget his words or his tone of voice. He moved it this way and that way and said, did that hurt and did this hurt? And I said, yeah, it all hurt. And he turned to my father and he said, I don't think anything's broken. That didn't instill a lot of confidence in that 6 or 7 year old. I don't think anything's broken. And he said, do you have health insurance, Paul? And my dad said, yes, we have health insurance, good health insurance at the bank. Well, then we'll do an x-ray just to make sure. I remember that day feeling really good. I was a banker's son. And I remember thinking, not everybody is a banker's son. Well, today in Iowa, no kid in this state has to worry about whose son or daughter they are to get access to decent health care in the state. No one. Every kid in this state has access to health insurance. We passed anti-bullying legislation. We passed civil rights legislation. We passed renewable energy. You know, the last time a Republican governor was in this state, we imported 98% of our energy into the state of Iowa. Today, we're a net fuel exporter. We produce more ethanol and soy diesel than we consume in all of the fuel in this state. So we are now a net energy exporting state. Look at the lights above you. 1 out of 6 of those light bulbs is powered by wind energy in the state. If you came from western Iowa, you saw it as you were driving over here. You saw those windmills. 1 out of 6 light bulbs powered with wind energy in this state. We've expanded access to preschool, so every kid has an opportunity to start school ready to learn. And let me just stop on one last item, because you didn't really come here to hear a long speech from me. You came here because you all want to get down to work and make sure we continue moving forward in this state. But let me just say, Governor Culver managed the disaster response incredibly well 2 years ago, and then came to the legislature and worked and put together an aggressive effort to rebuild parts of this state devastated by natural disasters. And he has said it before on the campaign trail. Republicans said the plan, the iJobs plan to do disaster recovery, we shouldn't have bonded for it. And the governor's response, these are his words, not mine, the governor's response was, what are they going to do? Hold a bake sale to help Cedar Rapids, Johnson County, and everybody across the state that was injured by those floods? That's the Republican direction. Let things fall apart and do nothing and sit on your hands. So we took an aggressive effort, and the governor led that charge in the legislature 2 years in a row to make sure we were going to continue to help those communities rebuild. Let me just tell you, and you all know this, and this is a tough political atmosphere year, and I'm going to quote Governor Culver again, because I heard him say it many times the last time he ran. It's the words of Margaret Mead, who was an anthropologist, and she said, never doubt that a few committed individuals, and if you got mirrors, hold them up, because that's who you are, never doubt that a few thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. You've changed the world in Iowa. Keep up the good work. Keep this state moving forward, and thanks for being here today.